Okay. All right. Looks like it's Thursday at 6. But we're going to get noisy in here. We know what it is. It's always DP. DP 24/7, 8 days a week. How about that? Oh, yeah. And I need noisy to get in here mainly because I'm feeling a little low energy. Oh, there she is.
Here I am.
How are
Sorry,
you,
our
baby?
producer was. I'm doing all right, baby. Our producer was giving us, or was telling me a funny anecdote before we jumped on.
Oh, it requires a lot of content.
I don't like that. Funny anecdotes off the show? No, thank you. A lot of people don't know this. When we're not recording, we don't make any jokes. Zero.
What were you telling me?
I was telling you that she needs to take her last for DP.
Gotta keep my stamina up. You know what I'm saying?
I have no idea what she said, but
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you, but it was a little, yeah. I'm a little spacey. Yesterday was National Cowboy Shit Day, of course.
Oh shit! It was.
Yeah, well, Hangman's return to Virginia. I was at the AEW show, and our guest was at the
Oh,
AEW show too.
That's right. You were going to church.
I was going to church, but Hangman declared it to be National Cowboy Shit Day. So November 17th,
Shit.
everybody. And basically, I got drunk as shit for National Cowboy Day. National Cowboy Shit Day.
Sounds like you kept the faith.
That's right.
Hell yeah! I'll have to mark that in my calendar. Add it to the Advent season.
Yeah, now you have, a full calendar year to wait, but...
Ah, damn it. I'll have to get all my outlaw shit in next year.
Outlaw shit. Exactly right. And Hangman did give us some cowboy shit, of course, but today is also, I'll tell you what today is, Steve. Today's the very first DP bachelor party.
Oh, DB, as it were. DBP.
Right. Have you ever attended a bachelor party?
I have not. I have never attended a bachelor party. Our producer attended a bachelor party.
Yeah.
It was my brother's, and there was two parts to it. One time they went to a strip club, and I didn't go because I was like 12. But the next day, only anecdote I heard was like, yeah, did you see that one stripper? She had like a glow stick up her pussy. And they're like, I don't know, something was glowing down there. So
awesome.
That was the next day we went to a Washington Nationals game, and my brother missed like the entire game because he was just vomiting in the bathrooms the whole time. So that was fun.
That's sick. Well, I mean, it's going to be Noah Clarke, of course. We'll riff a little bit. We'll bring him in. But
yes, our guest today.
It's the guest.
The man himself.
The man himself, formerly of the Paige Campbell Show. But
oh, that's right. We get a little history going on. Before there was DP, there was the Paige Campbell Show.
That's right. A little history. We've tuned into the History Channel. I've got the hair of the guy that says, I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
And I look like the woman who's about to talk about the women in Roman society.
That's right.
There were just so many women in the ancient world. You couldn't believe it. Yeah, we talk a lot about the men in Roman society, but I'm going to focus on the women.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's
no shade
cool.
to those women. They're doing the Lord's work.
And of course, according to conservatives, just like Romans, you're only trans because you want to fuck children. Yeah, that would make sense that you're really into Roman society.
I look like I would be pulled in to comment, like the guy who was just describing something before me was just like, and women played a pivotal role in the kitchen and in the home. And then I would come on as the talking head being like, well, women did more in the kitchen and in the home than the men did in the bathhouse.
That's
and then they cut to you and you just talk about aliens. And then you're like, there was no kitchen and there was no home. They were actually run by aliens.
I like the idea of it being the same show. Like, it's not even like a different series. It's like, you're just talking about Rome, and I'm just like, but aliens. But how about aliens?
But how about aliens, dude? Well, actually, there were a lot of female aliens in Alien Society, in the kitchen and the home.
I think, you know, you talk about non-binary, you talk about gender being a construct. I don't think it's male female once you get out of fucking Earth. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I think they got crazy shit going on. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to study abroad. I'd love to go into space and see what kind of alien pussy you can find. Alien pussy and dick.
You want a interstellar gender theory?
That's right. Think about this. You got your dick in a pussy.
Wait, you need to do the hands. You need to do the alien hands.
Think about I was just doing it off screen. You're right. I need to make sure it's in frame.
Get it in frame.
Imagine this for a second if you can. Imagine that you're fucking a pussy and you think it's a normal pussy, but it's actually a portal. And so you're also in an alien mouth at the same time. Can you imagine that?
This is a classic construct we see of the pussy as portal dimension in our society, when actually it does much more than just transport you to another place.
That's right. It would also be cool to bust and have it float around. I'd like to fucking space for that very reason.
You want a nut in zero gravity, dude?
Yeah, it'd be awesome if it's just floating around. That would be cool.
Speaking of floating around, did you see that thing about the International Space Station where some debris from a Russian rocket or something had them scrambling to an escape pod?
No, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
There was this thing I saw trending on Twitter the other day where, like, something with the International Space Station where a Russian rocket or something misfired, and there was, like, shrapnel heading into the atmosphere, like, towards the International Space Station. Yeah. So they have, like, recorded audio from the space station of, like, the astronauts scrambling to the rocket, or scrambling to the escape pod, like, just in case.
Oh, shit.
I didn't actually listen to it. I think it's just audio. I'm not sure. I didn't listen to it or try to find it, but it was pretty wild.
See if you can find that, producer. That sounds amazing. Here's the question, because you know they got Bezos, they got Elon going up to space. Do you think space will be colonized in our lifetime?
Oh, definitely. If there's colonialism, there's definitely going to be space colonialism.
Because I would love to like go do a weekend at the moon. You know what I mean? Like do there's a comedy club on the moon. That'd be fucking awesome.
If there's a comedy club on the moon, it's going to be like The Cellar. Like, you know, it's not going to be an open mic that anybody can just get into.
Oh, yeah. But I would hope that in 25 years when they colonize the moon.
that's going to be like a 2 Ethereum to enter kind
than now. Because I don't think it's happening in 6 months.
No, you're going to be saving your space credits to get like a tight 3 for the moon open mic.
Yeah,
the world's leader going to be there.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
How many planets do you expect us to see colonized in our lifetime, Paige? And I'm being generous with lifetime. I'm assuming we're going to live like past 60.
Well, DP cannot die, so we're not going to die.
DP is eternal. Don't get me wrong.
That's right. If you think we're going away, we're not. Sorry.
We're still going to be doing. We're going to be podding in the Bardo.
We're going to be 400 years old doing DP. Sundays to 6.
We are. We're gonna have a fucking Dee and Paige AI to just randomly generate a podcast between 30 minutes and an hour 15 every Sunday, and occasionally Thursday at 6.
After we're long gone, we're gonna upload our
consciousness to the mainframe.
Our consciousness into some androids. Yeah.
We're gonna stick our splooge in a CPU.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think that'd be sick.
Pretty nice.
I don't know. I could only see the moon being colonized, to be honest. It's the only one that seems livable. And I'm not saying they couldn't figure out a way somehow to make like the Mars livable. But come on, not in our lifetime.
I think a little movie with Matt Damon called The Martian begs to differ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you even know what's
That's
possible?
I never saw The Martian.
It's really good. It's a really good. It's a really good movie.
Is it?
Yeah, surprisingly good. I mean,
I'll tell you what's a horrible Matt Damon movie is, you ever see Downsizing?
no, what's downsizing about?
It's Money I Shrunk the Kids.
It's
But with Matt
kind of like
Damon?
Honey, I Shrunk the Yeah, it's a weird movie because it's like stupid, but it's fun for like half of it. It's about him that like so people who like have never been like super financially successful or whatever.
Yeah,
They offer
for people like us.
right. We could probably get into the downsizing world. I think it'd be nice. We could probably be successful. But dude, it's like, and I'm pretty sure it's Matt Damon, but for people who like have financial troubles, they offer you, they'll shrink you down to like a little size, and they send you to like a city, and it's like a normal human city, but it's obviously miniature sized. But it's not miniature to you because you're now miniature, and everything's way cheaper. Like you can have a house, like a really fucking nice like penthouse for like $500, and you like own it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, you're watching it. It's like this is a fun premise, dude. Like the second half of the movie, I don't even remember like how she gets introduced, but dude, they introduced this Asian, like it's like his housekeeper, I think, and it's from like 2019. And she is the most cartoonish stereotype character I've ever. I like me and Alex saw it in the theater, and like we couldn't believe what we were watching. It's insane.
Oh my god.
Dude, the whole time she's just doing, the voice that I'm not supposed to do.
Oh my god, dude.
It's so cartoonish. There's a scene where, spoilers, he fucks her, right?
Yeah.
And dude, we were surprised that she didn't go, "Oh, me so horny." Like
Jesus
she's
Christ.
so cartoonishly Asian.
Thanks,
And
Matt Damon.
It's not a movie with good reviews, but like you gotta see it to believe it. It's like insane. Like how did this get made in 2019? It's crazy.
That sounds boldly regressive.
Yeah,
that sounds groundbreaking in the worst way possible.
boldly going where we're not supposed to go anymore.
Boldly going where we've been 100 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What would you do if I had a time machine? I don't know. I'd just go back 100 years and be racist, probably. You wouldn't kill
Sounds
baby
like
Hitler?
a-
It's like, nah.
Back to the Future, more like backpedaling in the future.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it really is a crazy movie. Downside. That was a Movie Pass film back in the day.
Oh, Movie Pass! I forgot about that, dude.
Alex and I caught it via Movie Pass, and
I remember you were a big Movie Pass boy in the back.
Movie
back in the
Pass. I feel like the government owes me like reparations because when they took it away from me, Movie Pass cured my depression. It was like anytime I was sad, I'm like, I'm going to the movies. Fuck it, I'm seeing a movie. I don't have to have thoughts anymore. And then they took it away from me, and it's like, well, back to cutting my wrists.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know this, but back in the day, if you signed up for Medicaid in a certain amount of time, they just sent you a Movie Pass for the mental health portion of your insurance.
That's all you need. You watch a movie every day, you'll be fine.
They gave you a bottle of ibuprofen for the rest of it, and a Movie Pass subscription for the mental portion.
Well, I had a thought, speaking of, not that whiteys deserve reparations, but hear me out. I had a thought where it's like...
Are you about to pull a Matt Damon in Downsizing?
No, Matt Damon. What I'm saying is, everyone talks about, oh, get help. If you have mental health issues, get help, right? And it's like, well, help costs money. I'm a blank slate. My parents fucked me up. Where's my reparations? Why don't they have to pay for it? It should be legally, like, you know what I mean? Why do I have to pay for it? What the fuck?
You just have to be just poor enough to get everything for free.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's the goal, is to be
at
just,
the point that I
just
find
poor
myself.
enough. The goal in life is to be just poor enough.
It's like I'm at the point where it's like EBT covers my groceries and like other things cover my medicine, and I'm just like I don't want to make more money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, making more money is. One time I remember like I like filled out like a thing for like healthcare or something, and I was trying to get like free therapy, and see, my thing now is I'm good. I'm not like really depressed anymore, but it's out of spite. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, fuck you. You're not gonna help me, then I'm gonna keep living in spite of you. Fuck you.
Take that, God.
Yeah, exactly. If no one's gonna help, then I'm not dying ever. How about that?
That's the real reason DP is eternal.
Yeah, that's right. But I remember this lady like literally told me, because they count how much you make pre-tax, and at the time I was like making some okay money, right? And I was like, well, I don't have all this money, but like, you know, you can count what I make pre-tax, I guess. And the lady was like, yeah, I guess just come back if you lose your job. That's all I can tell you. That's what she told me. I'm like, I'm telling you I'm making okay money and I want to kill myself. She's like, yeah, but you know, we can't help you unless you lose your job.
The American healthcare system.
Yeah. Thank you, man. That is awesome. I think that's awesome.
No, I had a similar experience before they lowered the threshold for Medicaid in Virginia. I was working at a restaurant, and I remember I tried to apply for to get like on Medicaid, and I remember I was like working like 40 hours a week for like minimum wage, and I still was not able to get onto Medicaid.
Yeah, there though, you make too much money. It's like I don't, but okay.
Yeah.
Like the threshold is so low. It's like holy fucking shit. Just don't take $300 out of every paycheck, and I'll go to therapy. Holy shit.
Right. Yeah.
But if you're gonna take it from me, I'm not going.
I think that's how they do it in like Norway and Scandinavia and stuff like that. That's why the taxes are so high, because like they take it out on the front end, but if you're a citizen, it's basically covered.
Sure. I mean, I guess this is a thing I mention on every podcast now, because I was talking to Mac on Don't Tell My Roommate, which is another show I do. Very fun. But I was saying, like, I complain about the taxes. None of them would bother me if I got something back. But it's like the roads are shitty. I don't have health care. Every time I've tried to get a little bit of, you know, free therapy, nothing. It's like, stop taking my money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not getting shit.
Shut up and return my money.
Yeah. If I had that extra $600 a month, I wouldn't question going to the doctor. But I don't have it. You take it and give cops cannons. What am I supposed to do with that?
It's the cop cannon stimulus.
Yeah. Oh my God. How come the airline gets a bailout? I need a bailout of this ditch that I'm drunk in.
What's the deal with airline stimulus?
Yeah.
Am I topical yet?
I think we are nearing the bachelor party, but you mentioned that you maybe had a hog wild story before we got into it.
Yeah, so I went to church last week.
Oh my God. I'm going to church this weekend, I guess, for the wedding that we're talking about.
Oh shit. I didn't even know that. I guess that makes sense.
It's in a church. I wouldn't go to a church service. You're saying you went to a service?
I did. I went to a service. I went to an Anglican mass.
And you didn't erupt into flames as soon as you crossed the threshold?
I know, shocking, right? No, but I went to an Anglican service, and like, so the bass player in Lisa goes to church pretty regularly, and I was like, I was missing it for a little bit, so I decided, what the hell, I'll go to a mass. So we went to mass together, and it's like in Center City, which is like it's kind of near the neighborhood, like of Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So like this is like an Anglican church, and it's a pretty gay crowd, and it's also like. Center City is also kind of the more well-off area, like in Philly, I guess, or one of them. I'm not too familiar with the city's topography.
See, this is interesting, though. You're saying you miss church, because I can honestly say I've never missed it once since I stopped going.
I don't miss the kind of church we grew up with, to be fair. I don't miss that one.
But every other kind we went to, it's boring. It's not fun.
I don't know. I get something out of it. Like, I do like the structure of it, and it does give me some stuff, at least to think about or to push against as needed. And if nothing else, it just gives me something to run through every now and then when I'm feeling a little down.
Yeah, I got you.
I have the same relationship with church as I do with like a fucking crypto or whatever. It's like I think it's bullshit, but it gives me something to do.
Yeah, I like believing that it could help my life at some point. At some point, it's like, hey, something could happen, and I could feel something.
So yeah, so we went to this church, and it's an Anglican church. Like it's about as straight-laced as you could get. Like it is very rigid. Like it's basically Catholic. It's Diet Catholic, basically.
Diet Catholic.
Yeah, it's like it's
sugar.
high mass, no sugar.
Yeah,
maybe it's the opposite. Maybe Catholic is Diet Anglican.
I could see that. Yeah.
Because there was sugar in this mass. I mean, we had Bloody Marys afterwards at the church. Like,
at the church?
Yeah, the church was serving like Bloody Marys and mimosas afterwards.
Oh my God! Christ has stepped up his game. It's not just wine anymore.
Yes,
He's got Bloody Mary in his veins.
Drink the shot. Knocked on the table for you.
Yeah. If you want a Bloody Mary, you take 3. Never mind. I don't.
No, what's the conversion ratio for Hail Marys to Bloody Marys? That's how they get you.
I was saying like mixing, right? It's like you take 3 shots of Clamato of Christ, and then
Clamato of Christ.
then you take a little bit of what's in a Bloody Mary? Vodka of Christ.
Yeah, it's like tomato juice and vodka or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's like all it is.
Yeah, it's breakfast food.
Vodka. Yeah.
But yeah, so like that. This isn't the hog wild part of the story. This is to give you some context. This is not an evangelical service. It has a structure. It is very structured, and it basically plays like an episode of Friends or something like that. Like you can bank on everything happening in it.
I've definitely had a couple Bloody Marys, and by the end of the night, I'm speaking in tongues. If you know what I mean.
Hey,
come on, folks.
You're feeling the spirit.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
But that was the aftermass. This is the pre-mass. This is during the mass. So like during this thing, and they keep the doors open the whole time, so people can just wander in. At some point in the mass, a woman wandered in and like sat down, and so like we're sitting there. Like the priest gives her homily. She comes down, and we should have known something was going to happen because we just hear this one voice saying above everybody else, "She didn't have her mask on. She didn't have her mask on." And it's like,
Midnight
okay.
Mask.
Yeah, Midnight Mask. But like Mask Effect. If you want to keep doing some word association.
Mask Effect, yeah. Okay,
dude, how long do we have to wait until Five Finger Death Punch gives us that video?
Yeah, have we talked about that Five Finger Death Punch video? It's so good.
I think we have. We've touched on it occasionally.
It's so good. Everyone look up the anti-mask Five Finger song.
Please do.
It's great.
Especially good if you've had a couple Bloody Marys. It will make you wanting to say a couple Hail Marys afterwards.
How about mask to mouth?
Mask to mouth. What about mask to dad? DJ Doug Pound for that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Good rap.
Okay, so we hear the rumblings in the service. This woman has said something, and it's an Anglican service. So like the congregation is very polite. Nobody says anything really. And of all Sundays, I decided to go to church on confirmation. Well, not confirmation, but it's basically the day out of the year where they heavily ask you for money. It's like their fall fund drive or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
So the priest has just given an entire homily about donating to the church. And so this is like sitting in the back of everyone's minds, like before. And then this woman says she didn't have her mask on. So we're sitting there. The service keeps going. They're about to do the Eucharist. They're getting into the pre-ritual before they do the spell, and the bread and wine becomes the body and blood. And this woman,
substantiation.
Yeah, not cis substantiation.
Hey, how about that?
Don't you give me that body of Christ if it hasn't been transubstantiated.
Yeah, dude, that's hilarious. Transubstantiation is when Christ goes from male to female.
There are some like theories or something that like Jesus was a trans man.
That's interesting. What's the basis for
Yeah.
that theory?
I think a lot of it is just to troll like conservative Christians,
Sure, yeah.
and I think there's probably more to it than that, but it does float around that Jesus is a trans man.
That's great. I like that.
I mean, of course, he transitions every Sunday.
He does. And I mean, like, the Holy Trinity. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Christians, pronouns are so confusing. But Jesus is also three people at the same time, and
Right? Yeah.
he's also one person. It's like, that doesn't make sense. You can't yell that pronouns are confusing.
Yeah.
And have this
like-
bullshit that doesn't make sense.
No cognitive dissonance there, apparently. So anyway, I digress. But like, we get to the point where they're doing the spell. Jesus is about to become this wafer and this thing of probably wine, because it is an Anglican church, not grape juice. They're doing the thing. And in the middle of it, the same woman who a minute ago was going, she didn't have her mask on, starts going, they're trying to take all your money from you in this church. She just starts going on a rant. And we look over and like there were like some partitions on the rows to like keep people out. She clearly had a lot going on, like mentally or something like that.
Yeah.
Because she just starts going off after that, being like, they're trying to take all your money for you. What is this, a Catholic church? I'm Southern Baptist, motherfucker. Don't you touch me. And so like ushers are like rushing, trying to like politely get her out of the door, because at this point she's like full blown making a scene, just like yelling. She's like, and she keeps going over and over again. She keeps saying, I'm Southern Baptist, motherfucker. Just
Excuse me,
over and over again.
You're supposed to be doing this in front of an abortion clinic, ma'am. Excuse me.
Right? She got the venue wrong.
Yeah.
Message was right. Venue, not downtown Center City. So like, she's going off, just like shouting. And this is a cathedral, mind you. So like, every like pin dropping in the place will reverberate throughout the building. So she is like filling up the building. So the choral master starts like really aggressively directing the choir to sing louder while they're doing this.
Oh my god.
You can hear the organ that they have going on just like getting louder, and it's like high church music. It is like swelling like or it is like swelling like a traditional like a Catholic like hymns and stuff like that.
You ready? You yell about Southern Baptist, okay?
I'm Southern Baptist, motherfucker.
Deep and sick. Come on.
It's like that, but more somber.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I'll yell and you do the song.
Ready? All right. Yeah. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. I'm Southern Baptist.
Love lifted me. Love lifted me.
I'm a fucking great person.
When all else was
the Holy
gone,
Trinity and the
Jesus
inerrancy of
got
Scripture.
turned into
You're all going to
body
hell
and blood. I think we were closer that time.
Yeah, that's not bad. Well, you knew the soundtrack.
Yeah. So anyway, like it gets to this point, and like it just keeps like escalating bit on bit. Like as the music is getting louder, she keeps shouting louder. At one point, she like turned to one of the ushers and was like, "You need to get a haircut. You're never gonna get a job with that." And it's like on a loop. It's like every time she adds a new refrain, it's like she keeps shouting it just like louder and louder in this Anglican church while the music is swelling. No, yeah, she's yelling like in the church. She's just like, they're trying to take your money from you. I'm Southern Baptist, motherfucker. You need to get a haircut. You're never going to get a job with that hair. Just like stuff like this, just over and over again. And then she's like, call the police. Go ahead and call them. I bet you will. And it's like, it just keeps escalating to a point. But like the ushers are getting her out of the church. And as she's going, like her shouting just like pans further and further, like somebody had put a low pass on her voice. And the music just keeps getting louder and louder. And it was almost cinematic the way they were doing it. Like you could not have fucking, it felt like it was being scripted. It was so oddly beautiful in a way.
It sounds like it is, yeah, like from a show. Huh.
And then like they get her out of the church. The music stops. nobody addresses anything because, again, this is a mass. So, like,
it's church. You don't address shit.
yeah, everybody just kind of sits with what happens.
Yeah.
And then they just go on to the next part of the mass, like nothing had occurred. It was the funniest fucking thing.
Holy shit. That is hog wild.
Literally.
She was going hog wild.
Shit. She was going hog wild. That woman went hog wild in that Anglican church.
Wow.
She did not appreciate that the priest did not have her mask on for the homily.
Yeah. What a stupid Southern Baptist bitch. Yeah. SBC doesn't stand for the Southern Baptist Convention. It stands for Southern Baptist Cunt.
Dude, I need a shirt like that says like nasty women or Southern Baptist cunts or something. And we vote.
Yeah. Was it Mom?
No, Scott, it wasn't Mom.
Oh my God! Well, that's hog wild. Let's keep the hog wild train running because we're 30 minutes in. I'm bringing the Bachelor in.
Oh, get in the Bachelor boy.
It's time for the Bachelor. Hey, folks, are we on NBC? Because it's time for the Bachelor.
Get your roses ready.
Are we live?
There he is. We're live.
We are live, my boy.
You see that red dot? It means we're live.
It's great to be here.
It's great to have
D
you.
and 2 P's.
This is your last podcast as a single man.
That's right. Maybe it might be my last podcast ever, you know?
We'll have you back on. We could do another page
Grand finale.
Nah, I'm just kidding. We should definitely do more.
Do a
You're
marriage
always
show.
welcome. You always have a home in the house of DP.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we're very appreciative to have you. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm, a little worn out from last night.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was at AEW too. Oh yeah.
Oh, did y'all go to AEW together or?
We were sitting in the same section, but like it was so packed. Like he sent me the link for tickets, and I couldn't find anything like in that row. So like we were in the same section, but I didn't even see him at the show.
Yeah, we didn't
Yo.
run into each other at all. I could see your cowboy hat from where I was sitting, but that's about it.
Yeah, he sent me a Snapchat, and I was like, I see my boy.
It looked like you guys had really great seats, though. Like you were pretty close.
Well, yeah. So I went with two coworkers, old coworkers that are big into wrestling. We've watched a couple shows together, and they weren't in my section either. They were like 2 rows behind me because again, it was just like packed. But like, if this guy, it was next to me. There was a guy and a girl, like college age, right? AEW likes to do all these shows at like college events, or like at college like venues. So it was like ODUs. So maybe they were.
What was it, ODU?
It was like ODUs, yeah, like basketball stadiums. Yeah.
I gotcha.
So like maybe they were just there because like it's a thing the college is doing. But I will say, if this guy was a wrestling fan, he's a huge pussy. Because here's what happened. I'm glad it happened because my 2 friends got to come down and sit with me. But the show starts. It's Hangman Page. It's cowboy shit day. Everyone's saying cowboy shit, including the guy and the girl next to me, right? And then I hear the girl go, we really have to go. We have that thing at 9. And the guy's like, okay. And then like after the Hangman segment, they just like left. And after 30 minutes, I texted my friends like, hey, these 2 seats are open. Like, come down here.
No way. They just left?
They just left. She was like, we have that thing at 9. We have to go. She was yelling cowboy shit too, but it's like, come on. We don't have that thing at 9. I don't care about this stupid bullshit party. It's National Cowboy Shit Day.
Seriously.
They're last outlaws.
Yeah, but they left right after the Hangman segment. Didn't see anything else.
Damn. That sucks.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You got to put your foot down.
Yeah.
We're not leaving the AEW show. Come on.
We're staying till the end.
We haven't even seen Jay Lethal.
Yeah. We don't wait until Jay Lethal comes out.
Now I gotta ask y'all saw Dynamite and Rampage. What were your favorite parts of it? Highlights?
Well, let's.
Yeah.
Can we spoil Rampage right now?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh yeah, it's not out yet.
Rampage
Friday.
does air Friday. That's a good point. Ah!
I felt like I was transported to Friday, just like I feel like I'm transported to Sunday. It's right.
Whoa!
That's exactly
You know,
right.
DP,
My
we put a
timelines
trans
are
in front of everything.
all over.
It's the same model, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of Rampage being Friday, there was a funny moment where, like, they closed with the TNT title match. So, not on Rampage, on Dynamite.
Dynamite,
they closed
yeah.
with the title. Sammy, who, of course, is in the Inner Circle, he wins his match, so the Inner Circle comes out to celebrate with him, and the whole crowd starts chanting, "We want Judas," because they see Jericho, they're like, "We want to fucking sing Judas, come on!"
Yeah.
And Jericho grabbed a mic and was like, "Hey everybody, Rampage is starting in an hour, and I'm gonna come out and do commentary. So can you all just pretend you didn't see me? You're gonna get to sing Judas."
Dude, the crowd was hot.
He's like, just pretend none of you saw me. It'll be okay.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious.
That was definitely awesome. It was also great to experience that knowing the lyrics this time around, because at Revolution, I didn't know Judas.
Yeah, that's right.
I was an early fan back in March or whenever we went to Revolution.
Yeah, I think it was March. Yeah, and that's the thing. Not the first AEW show we've been
That's
to.
right.
We're all seasoned here. It's not our first rodeos.
Me and Noah saw the
Like second or
exploding barbed
third
wire
in
death
some
match.
cases.
I mean, Dee,
Second
you've been to
date?
2 or 3.
I've been to 2, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
One in Pittsburgh, one in Philadelphia.
One in Philly. Yeah.
ECW time, baby.
Yeah. But it was good. I mean, highlights, MJF and CM Punk was pretty hype.
That was cool. Yeah.
Ooh.
I like that he just kind of came out and then left.
Yeah.
Wait, who came out and left?
CM Punk.
Yeah.
Ah, CM Punk.
Yeah.
He just walked in the ring and said, "I'm gay," and then he walked out.
That's exactly what happened, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, low-hanging fruit.
To CM Spunk.
He came out and kissed MJF. MJF punched him in the face, and then he just left the ring.
Then we started a "Punk is gay" chant.
Virginia is for lovers.
That's right.
That's so Punk is gay. Yeah.
Sucking dick.
Well, that's beautiful.
That sounds like a beautiful match.
It was
Cool.
great. Well,
Stop.
they didn't have a match. It was like MJF was cutting the promo, and he's like, "Everyone back there knows there's no one in this company that's on my level." Punk's music hits, everyone goes crazy. Punk just comes in the ring and like looks at him, and then just like walks away.
He's powerful.
No one's on your level, MJF. I think the best in the world has something to say about that.
The best in the world.
Look in my eyes. What do you see?
Oh yeah. Well, no, I'm excited for the wedding this weekend. It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna go hog wild, of course.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Be a great time, man. It's gonna be a big party, kind of a fiesta. We're having fajitas for dinner, so
Oh,
Queso Presa.
exactly. Gonna get a little spicy, little south of the border.
Yeah.
That's how we like to do things.
You're gonna have fajitas. Will you also have a little mamacita?
I'll have a mamacita by my side and a fajita.
South of the border, we also have been to together.
Which did you find out? Did you hear that it's closed down like permanently now?
Dude,
Shit.
I saw a thing. It was like a little clickbait article, and it was these pictures of like south of the border like destroyed.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it was like south of the border closed down, and I was like, no, they can't do this to me. And then I clicked it because they got me, the clickbait. I clicked it, dude. They're remodeling. They're gonna come back bigger and better than ever.
They can't get rid of Pedro. He's an icon.
He is an icon. He's classic, dude.
I was gonna say we might have been the last ones to visit south of the border because when we were there, it was a ghost town.
It really was, yeah. I'd like to, like, it was nice to pop in. It'd be fun to stay there for a couple nights at some point. I'd
Oh
like
yeah,
to
they
stay
have like
there.
a hotel or something over there.
What? They have a hotel?
It's like a resort. Like
It's
you've
like,
got
yeah,
the
it's
shopping
weird.
center, you've got like mini.
Yo.
There's
I
several
didn't realize how.
restaurants. There's like arcades. There's like some like rides. Like nothing like crazy, like huge or anything. But it's definitely they've got like mini golf. Yeah, it's like a little resort.
And it's just like racially insensitive. Like the theme is being Mexican.
It definitely is. I mean, Dee, have I told you about the plaque that they have south of the border?
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, do you remember this, Noah?
The plaque?
Well, it's like you're walking around because it's like, okay, the question is it racist or not? The answer is yes. But if you try to argue the point that it's not, dude, they have like, I'm sure it's not just one. They have them throughout, but they have like a thing like the history of Pedro, and it's like, well, basically, south of the border was started by this entrepreneur named like William Montgomery, just a white guy, right? And
Great start.
he always worked with this Mexican guy, and they all called him Pedro. So
Yeah. He's just the first employee, and they just.
his name's not Pedro. They just all called him that. And we drew a little cartoon, and that's the origin of Pedro. We don't know what happened to Pedro. He's
Well, he's an icon now.
he is an icon. Yeah,
That is the whitest shit you know, right there.
but it's like hanging up. Like, hey, isn't this a cool origin story?
They're just proud of it.
Dude, I love these plaques that try to like humanize Pedro, and it just does the point of just being like,
Yeah.
hey, it was just some Hispanic dude that these guys knew.
Oh, dude, yeah, and the way they explain it is like his name probably wasn't even Pedro. His name was he had some other name. We don't know what it is.
They
But,
just never said his real name.
but we decided Pedro sounded cool.
They were literally like that fucking country song. I don't even know his last name. I don't even know his first name.
Yeah, I mean, Noah, you're getting married in a church. Dee was just talking about church. I think I might.
Oh, yeah.
If I ever tied the knot, I might do it at south of the border.
Dude, you should do that. You should.
That'd be
Sounds
awesome.
like they'll be around.
Dude.
They are expanding.
Under the
Dude,
Pedro sign. Do the fucking vowels.
At a time when I would expect them just to shut it down, they're getting bigger than ever.
Yeah, exactly. They're expanding.
They're leveling up like Megazord style.
They're expanding their.
What if the twist is that the guy who was Pedro is now going to be the manager, the CEO?
Yeah, he's taking over.
Now that would be great. Yeah, if they turned it around, yeah, that'd be nice.
Would come back straight.
Holy shit.
Well, Noah, Dee, do you have any questions for Noah before we get into this main question, of course?
Yeah, is there going to be anybody at your church that's just going to shout about the pastor not wearing a mask?
It might be Paige.
Oh, it might be Paige.
I don't know. Who knows?
We know Paige doesn't wear a mask
I
at
only
that.
really get upset at anti-vaxxers, TBH. Because
Yeah.
my mentality is 100% like, once I got the vaccine, yeah, I'm fixed. You know what I mean?
I'm in the safe crowd right now. So
Yeah, I don't really. As bad as it's at, I don't care if I'm getting anti-vaxxer sick. I'll walk around without a mask.
Yeah.
If at this point you don't have a vaccine, that's because you don't want one. I don't care if I get you sick at all.
yeah, that's the thing about weddings, man. It's like just such a mishmash of different types of people. Because there's the people you have to invite. There's the people that you want to invite, and then there's the people that just kind of show up.
Is it an open wedding? Can anybody just show up?
I fall into.
Is it an open wedding? Can anybody just show up?
It's not an open wedding, and I'm really hoping nobody crashes because that's not the thing that I want to happen.
It's gonna
What
be
if-
like a fucking house show. There's just gonna be someone running the door, just
Yeah.
like taking $25.
Who
from
do you
people.
know?
It's gonna be like Astro World.
eight people trampled at Noah's wedding. It's the hottest event of the winter.
We're opening up the gates. Anybody's welcome.
Oh hell yes!
Now, you don't want to get crashed, of course. Let me ask you this. What if it's the OG Wedding Crashers that show up? What if it's Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, I think?
Was it? Yeah,
Owen
Owen
Wilson
Wilson.
was one.
Yeah, that would be great. You know, the wedding singer, of course, Ben Stiller, show
Oh.
up, or was that
Love stinks.
The wedding singer is Adam
Sandler?
Sandler. I
Yeah,
think.
Sandler.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
I wouldn't mind having a little Owen Wilson at the at the reception.
That'd be awesome. I'd love that. I'd ask
Get a
him if he had a
couple-
hog wild story.
Couple ka-chows out of him.
Well, yeah, I'm excited for the wedding, of course. Let me ask you, because I believe once you're a married man, you do have to probably leave the hog
Stay
wild
married.
lifestyle behind.
Well, I don't know about that because, you know, life is too short to be hog mild.
You don't want to be on your deathbed and thinking about all those days I was hog wild. That's right. You got to live your life to the fullest. You got to squeal as much as possible.
Yeah.
Paige, I got a question for you. How's it feel as an outlaw to be an in-law?
That's right.
Feels great. I feel very. I mean, I don't think I would ever get married personally, but I'm very supportive of my boys.
My
You know
kids,
what I mean?
my kids will know you as Uncle Paige.
And I'm completely honored by that. That's my dream, is to be an uncle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I see it this way, D. It's like you transitioned into a woman, right? Like you're spending money on hormones, and it's you want bottom surgery, right?
It's my DIY project. That's my Corvette in the basement.
I think getting
Much like crypto and church, it gives me something to do.
I think drinking, getting the DUI, that's all part of me transitioning into an uncle. You know what I mean? That's my DUI project.
Yeah, you have to take 300 milligrams of Steel Reserve a day.
Exactly. One day I will be an uncle. So yeah, I mean, it's great if you don't turn on the hog wild lifestyle, but is there any chance you got a hog wild story?
I've got a few that come to mind.
A few?
Ooh.
I can try to
Live to yours.
muster something up. I kind of feel like the story of how I got my dog is a little hog wild.
Okay.
It's a little
Dog
dog.
wild.
It's dog wild.
Dog wild, baby. Hey!
I might have told it actually on one of the episodes of the Paige Campbell Show. I don't remember because I feel like we did an episode right after I got her. I don't know if I'm remembering
Yeah.
correctly.
I think it was right when we were supposed to be staying at our own home.
Yeah.
Right when COVID was
Yeah.
starting. Right when the lockdown started, I was like, "Yeah, no, you want to meet up and do a pod?"
Just immediately breaking state mandates to film a podcast.
And that
Wait, I vaguely remember that. Wasn't that the fucking the marathon where y'all just called a bunch of people?
Yeah,
Festival of Friendship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Festival of Friendship. That's right.
Yep.
it was great. It was great because we hadn't recorded an episode in maybe a year, and then as soon as the lockdown hits, we're like, "This is perfect timing. We've got all the time in the world."
Let's get back into podding. I think that's the move.
I'm gonna build my brand.
Yeah. But dude, so I've got this dog. I've had her for about a year now.
Mm-hmm. Kona.
Yeah, Kona. I've got her right here.
Oh yeah, you got the ink.
She means so much.
Hell yeah.
Let me think. How do I start this? All right, so I just started working, and we were in the office, and this guy calls in who was like a mutually known person to everybody in the office. Not the most respectable fella. Calls in, and he calls a guy that doesn't have a car and says, "Hey, I'm in some trouble. I've got a dog in my apartment. I'm not allowed to have this dog. I got in a fight with somebody, and there's a hole in my wall. And so my landlord is coming to inspect, and I've got to get this dog to the, SPCA before the landlord comes in. 'Cause he's
Holy shit.
Oh my
right?
god.
So right off the bat, it's kind of a crazy
Yeah.
instance here. And the guy
That's, already. Yeah.
the guy he calls doesn't have a car. So he looks around the room. He's like, hey, does anybody want to pick up this dog and take it to the SPCA? And everybody was like, because we knew the guy well enough to be like, I'm busy, I'm doing stuff. And then he calls our director, my boss at the time, and so he comes out and he's like, hey, just got a call. So and so's looking to get a dog to the SPCA. He does that thing where he kind of puts his hand on my shoulder. He's like,
Oh,
no,
no.
you got a car. And so I'm like, I was like, all right. What kind of dog is? I was like, how big is it? What's the situation? And then all of a sudden, the spontaneous side of me kicks in, and I'm like, what if I just took in a dog?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have the heart to drop off a dog that I just met at the pound.
Yeah,
so-
I know. SPCAs are so brutal. They're
Yeah,
That sucks, dude.
it's good to adopt
Just hear-
someone, but oh my god, they're
It's not
such
a good
brutal
place.
You
vibe.
walk through the door and hear the wailing of souls.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
always crying. Just malnourished and in cages. And they're like,
Yeah. Cindy McLaughlin starts playing, or whatever the fuck it
Yeah,
is.
they've always got that Eyes of the Angel playing.
so I get some info. I'm told that it's a puppy, and that it's like a pit lab mix. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's a small dog. It's gonna be well behaved or whatever. And I look at my roommate at the time, or my housemate at the time, was in the room. I was like, hey man, you comfortable if we just have a dog for a couple weeks and I'll try to find it a home, a good family, instead of taking it to the SPCA? And he's like, yeah, sure, I don't mind. I was like, all right, I guess I'm picking this dog up. So I drive to VCU's campus, and I'm parked outside this guy's apartment building. By the way, background on this guy, he goes by Joker. He has the Jared Leto Joker tattoos.
No, the worst one.
Yeah. I didn't remember any of this until I do remember the Joker.
I knew I had told you.
He goes by Joker.
Yeah. So henceforth in the story, he'll be referred to as Joker.
Which it's not very twisted to be like, oh, I need to bring the dog to the SPCA. I feel like the Joker would open the door and smack its ass and say, see you later. Or shoot it with a rocket launcher or something.
Yeah, he'd do the SPCA's job himself.
Or
yeah, he'd put it down.
what's the comic where I think he stabs somebody through the mattress or something like that?
Oh yeah, I think that might just be Joker.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's comic Joker where it's dude, he kills this old couple and then sleeps on their body.
Yeah,
it's
that's
at a hotel,
right.
and he just spends the night.
That's one where he actually has the scars on his mouth too.
Yeah. Brian Azzarello, folks.
Ryan Azzarello.
So I text the guy and I'm like, hey, I'm here. Joker comes around the corner. He's got this dog on a leash. You can see the dog's ribs. She's malnourished. Pulling him through the street really hard.
Oh, Jesus.
And he was like, this is where it kind of gets weird. He was like, yeah, her name's Diamond, but I call her Mamas. He's like, she's such a hoot. She got in the shower with me the other day.
It's south of the border. Yeah, he's Javier, but we call him Pedro.
Yeah. It's just a weird situation. I didn't get much background on how he got the dog. He said do you remember the Jamaican, I think it was a Jamaican restaurant or something, Caribbean food over by where the Kroger is in town?
Yes.
It was there it was there for a month.
I don't think I ever went, but yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking. In like that little area with the GameStop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposedly he got the dog from like the line cook there or something. And I'm like, there's, none of this is really adding up. And you're just coming off of like a supposed death match in your apartment.
Yeah, what's the deal with this hole in the wall?
Well, I never got any.
Yeah.
There's a hole in the wall where the landlord can see it all.
Oh. Hole in the wall at the bottom of the sea.
So then he puts the dog in my car and he's like, "Thank you so much." He's like, "I trust you," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna find a home for her." Turns out that home was mine. She started just following me around everywhere and just kind of became attached. And then Chris and I gave her a name, and after that it was endgame. Once you name your pet,
Yeah.
gotta keep it.
If you give it a name, you're done. It's yours.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's a marriage of convenience.
Diamond doesn't sound like a stick. But
Wait, what'd you name her, Noah?
Kona.
Kona. Oh, that's cute.
yeah, Kona's a cute pup.
Yeah, she's a good dog. She's calmed down over the years that I've had her. She's not malnourished anymore. It was funny too because I was, pretty broke at the time, and I think it was an irresponsible move to just get a dog. And I remember sitting down in a park. Like, I took her for a walk, and I was like, "Oh man, what do I do with a dog? Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, what should we eat?"
It's a bit of a who saved who situation.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
She rescued me. I was
You were just in the park. You're just in the park thinking about ending it all, and then those baby blues kept you going.
I looked in this dog's eyes and I was like, "Not today."
Well, that is certainly Hog Wild, and it's also beautiful. It's a beautiful story.
It's a beautiful story. It has a beautiful ending. It has a heartwarming ending.
That's the first heartwarming Hog Wild story, I think.
Not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they wear collars and leashes.
That's right.
Thank you, Kona.
I thought you were gonna call Noah a hero at first, and then collar and leash. I'm like, well, I don't know.
And I was switching things around there. You didn't know what I was going to do. Kept you on your toes.
Anything can happen on the honeymoon.
That's right.
That's true. That's true.
We're saving BDSM for marriage.
The marriage is young.
Yeah.
That's right. You gotta keep it fresh.
No premarital chains and whips in this house.
BDSM? Not till we tie that knot, honey.
Hey, I feel like I've been in bondage for 25 years.
Hey!
How about that?
Come on.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
Now, we certainly don't expect more than one Hog Wild story. If you have a question for Noah, pop it in the chat. But we are open to more Hog Wild stories if you have another one.
The other one I was thinking of is kind of short. Just like
Sure.
a really weird situation that I ended up in college. Which I think I've told you this story too. My buddy lived on the same street as I did for a while, and when he first moved in, he was like showing us around his house. And so Chris and I were up there, and Chris, who's been on the show.
Yeah, former guest, the Magic Man.
No, that Chris.
Yeah, that Chris.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just for some context, it's the Magic.
Magic Chris.
That's right, Magic Chris.
So we were up at this guy's house. You've been in this house, Paige. It was Andre's place.
I remember not Andre's place, yeah.
And
Because we used to, as a little preface to Andre's house, we used to go hog wild. I remember like one of the first times I drank. I was like 18 or 19, and we were walking around Richmond. I miss those days where you would drink like 3 beers and just be trash. Yeah. We were pissing in the newsstands. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, those nights always
Hog wild.
up at Andre's place. And this one particular night, it was right after he moved in. He was giving us the tour, And so we get in the door, and he's like, this is the downstairs. My room's upstairs. These are my roommates. This is Corey. This is Nick. And then he's like, and I don't know that guy. I'm not sure who he is. And then there was just this guy there. And so we go around the house. He's like, all right, so we're hanging out. And then he grabs his housemate. He's like, yo, Corey. He's like, who is that guy? And Corey goes, I don't know, man. I thought he knew you. And so we realize in that moment there's just a stranger that's found himself in the house. And the guy just ended up hanging out with us just for that sesh. It was a hang sesh, and this guy's there. He introduced himself as Brian, the welder. He was like 35, maybe. I was probably 19.
Not to be confused with the other Brian.
Yeah, we're all 19.
Yeah, and there's just this old welder with us. It was really weird, and so like throughout the night, we would just kind of have, we would step aside and just be like, "How do we get rid of this guy? Like, we gotta get rid of him." He's just like really talking like just weird, rambling nonsense. He didn't look homeless, but the type of like conversations you have with homeless people.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
And so we step outside to try to get some space, and he's like, "Oh, I'll come with you guys."
Oh my
And
god.
so like we're out like on the front stoop with Brian, and at one point I remember he was getting aggressive, like he was like trying to like start a fight or something with the guys.
Oh, Jesus.
And we're like, man, we really got to get rid of this guy. So we're like coming up with every excuse, like, oh, we called an Uber, or we got to head out, or like we're supposed to meet some guys over here. And he would just like kind of weed himself in and just be like, I'll come with, I'll take. I'm free. At one point, he pulled out poppers, which I didn't know what that was at the time. So I was like,
Yeah.
what is this guy sniffing? And he like popped his head. He's like, this is the real good stuff, guys. Well, what is it?
He's got top shelf poppers.
Yeah, pig sweat.
But yeah, I don't remember how that night ended, but eventually he did leave. But yeah, that's pretty much that story.
God damn, that's harrowing.
It was weird.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I remember. Well, I remember a night. It was like Halloween when we had a stranger come into your house. Remember that?
Oh, Kwaku, yeah. This is also okay. This is actually a great story. This is what to talk about.
I was gonna say, yeah. I don't think I was there for Brian, but I remember a night.
So yeah, this was before you had moved to Richmond. You were visiting, and I think it was Halloween, if I remember.
Yeah.
Correctly.
I think I had like a show or something, and I stayed in town because it's like Halloween. Yeah, let's party. Let's party it up.
We go to the house like right across the alley from where I live.
Yeah.
And we're just there for like hours, and we're like
we inserted ourselves into a party. Like your neighbors were having a house party, and we definitely just infiltrated it.
We were uninvited. I had met one of the residents at that house, and by the time we got there, she was like drunk or something. So she was like, "Guys, come on in, hang out."
Yes.
So I was like, "All right, we're here."
We're in, baby.
And so I think it was like you, me, and Chris, and maybe someone else. And we were
Sammy.
Like Sammy might have been there. We were in the kitchen, just us, like stealing Smirnoff out of the fridge. It like wasn't for the party.
It's crazy they didn't invite us.
Yeah. We were just like fiending for Smirnoff.
we like opened it. It's like, oh, I guess we got iced, and you just start putting 6 of them in your bag.
Yeah. Oh, got a drink.
Holy shit.
It was the three of us, and then this other guy was kind of there. And we're like, hey, man, have you tried this stuff? And we're like just kind of talking about the Smirnoff. And we like introduced ourselves. He's like, my name's Kwaku. We were like, where you live in? And he mentioned one of the freshman dorms. And we were like, oh, this guy's a freshman. Let's just give him a crazy night.
Yeah, well, let's show them a good time. And you're probably in your second year of college. You're probably a sophomore.
Yeah,
And then you pulled out some poppers.
exactly. I was like, this is the good stuff. But so we're like, oh man, we live right over here. You want to come with us and hang out at our place and leave what's obviously, a full party right now. And so we walk across the street to,
It was literally like, hey, you want to leave this, like, we're gonna show this kid a good time. Hey, you want to leave this, like, frat party and go play Smash Brothers
Yeah.
with us?
we just walk to my like empty house.
You took it back to your place.
Yeah, exactly. At the time, I was really into making pancakes. Like that was just my, dinner of choice for that time period. It's like, Quaku, welcome to the house. We'll start up some Smash Bros. It's like, can I interest you in some pancakes? I got a great recipe. I've got some quick in the cupboard, And so I started making pancakes, and every now and then I would go in the room and check on him and be like, hey, just so you know, these are good pancakes. There's nothing in them. I was like, there's nothing wrong with these pancakes.
Maybe a chocolate chip, maybe a blueberry. Nothing weird.
Nothing weird in the pancakes. And like, kind of kept going with that for whatever reason. I think Paige, you and Chris both started assuring this guy that there was nothing wrong with the pancakes we were serving him.
Dude, that would be the most obtuse way to ruin somebody.
Yeah.
And there's not. Like, there's no reason for us to be honest.
I was like, rest assured, these are safe pancakes.
Did you wink at him too?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, clean pancake. Nothing. And I think if I remember correctly, I served him first, so he's just kind of sitting with a plate of pancakes before everybody else. And I'm like, they're good. They're nothing wrong.
Wait, I gotta chime in. No, to be fair, like I turn down pancakes at Waffle House if they don't tell me there's no drugs in them. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
if I get pancakes, I'm like, you didn't tell me they're okay.
Yeah, you have to be certain. If you're getting strangers pancakes, even at Waffle House, you have to be certain they're good.
Well, let me ask you if you remember this, because that's a weird bit we were doing for no reason.
Yeah.
I remember I kept trying this bit where I kept coming, like I kept like pulling you aside and being like, I'm not sure about this Quaco guy. I don't really fucking like this guy. And he hadn't really even said anything to me.
Yeah. It became a running bit that Paige just hated him. And was like, Paige was the guest that night.
Yeah, I was like, I'm crashing on the couch, right? Not him.
You gotta get rid of
Paige has a similar running bit with our parents that he's been doing for 25 years.
So I don't remember, eventually I think he left and went home. But there's a finale to this story, an epilogue, if you will. Years later, almost 5 years later to be precise, about 3 months ago, Chris and I called him at 2 a.m.
Oh shit! I forgot you told me this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris is like, we're like kind of reliving, sophomore year of college. And do you remember picking up that freshman? What was his name? And he was like, I think it was Quaku. I was like, that's can't be real. That's a fake name. He scrolls through his contacts and finds Quaku. Calls him up at 2 a.m. and he answers. And he's like, yo, what's up? And we're like, hey, it's Noah and Chris. He's like, who? And we were like, let's jog your memory a little bit. Do you remember like 5 years ago when you were a freshman at VCU, guys made you pancakes? And
One of them didn't really like you that much.
Yeah. He was like, "Yo, I think about that all the time." And we talked to him for like 10 minutes. Chris was like, "Oh, what are you up to these days?" He's like, "Oh, I'm getting my master's degree in Brooklyn right now or something." And Chris was like, "Oh man, I'll be up there doing a show soon. We should link up." Just absolute insanity. We got some closure.
That's some closure. And Kwaku, if this somehow gets to you, because it's, of course, going to be on Spotify, YouTube, not just this live stream, hey, hit us up. We'd love to have you on the show, Kwaku.
Yeah,
I
Kwaku.
want to apologize for all the rude shit I said.
Yeah, get Kwaku on DP.
There was nothing wrong with the pancakes, but there was something wrong with my behavior. I apologize.
Now let's get Kwaku on here, dude. I want to hear Kwaku's perspective of the party, especially since it was such a formative event for him.
I really would love to hear his side, like how it went down on his end.
Now this is college. Small groups, pancakes.
Smash Brothers.
People are just
These guys are awesome.
really made it for him.
Well, that's beautiful. That's, I think, the most hog wild story for your buck, folks.
Oh yeah,
Noah came prepared.
I'm glad to have shared these stories.
We loved having you on.
Yeah, too. Holy shit.
As we're winding up here, winding it up? Is that a thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say? Closing statements, Noah?
Well, I'll be at the old church building on Saturday, tying the knot. You can see me at the Waffle House getting some safe pancakes every Thursday. Nah, I don't.
Check
Not
them.
doing much these days.
No, that's not true. You're just not obsessed with being in the public eye like me and Dee. It's okay.
You're chasing lady fame.
That's right.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Cruel cat girl.
Well, I'll say check out the Paige Gamble Show. If you want more of Noah, we did like 50 pods together, so
That's
check
right.
out the Paige Gamble Show.
Dating all the way back to high school.
Dude, yeah, like some of those are like 10 years old. Like legit.
PPCS, check it out. I remember when y'all would record that in the church, the fucking youth room.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Great production.
Yeah, we're wrapping up here. Dee, do you have anything to plug? And as we're wrapping up, if you got a question for Noah, pop it in the chat.
Pop it in the chat. Your minutes are waning, but the show ain't over yet.
That's right. It's not over till it's over.
We've still got time.
We still got time. And speaking of time, this time on Saturday this week, Lisa is going to be doing a little show. We're doing an acoustic version of some new stuff. We're doing some old stuff. We are playing some stuff before we go up to record next month. So yeah, if you're in Philadelphia, check us out at Lisa the Band on Instagram. We've got a post up there for Lisa Unplugged, which is going to be our all acoustic set this Saturday. $5 at the door. Bring your mask and vax card, and yeah, check it out. Be there and DM us for the address.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Yeah, I got, Busky next Friday, Black Friday, Busky. Come to that. It's going to be great.
Featuring Samantha Paget.
Featuring Samantha Paget.
I'm sorry.
You might
I
see
was
your boy.
looking for copies of Spider-Man online. They're expensive.
Wait,
That's all right.
The Miles Morales one.
Oh, okay. Revamped.
Yeah.
Oh, the PlayStation game.
I'm looking them up. I don't have a PlayStation, nor do I want to play it. But you gotta know.
It's a good game. I played it. I think Noah did too.
Is it on PS4? I haven't played this. I haven't played it.
Yeah, it is on PS4. Yeah, so
Ladies.
Busky next Friday. Spoilers, gonna see your boy in RVA Mag talking about it. Probably Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
the man's published.
That's right. Busky next Friday. I got Electric Palm on December 3rd. December 2nd, I got I'm hosting Strange Ways, the Mike in Richmond. Electric Palm's in Woodbridge. And December 12th, I'll be at Vazen Brewery in Richmond. I'm going to be wearing a Speedo. Come check that out. And then the last one I want to plug is December 17th is the next Busky, because the week after that is Christmas Eve. The week after that is fucking New Year's Eve. So we're not doing the show on either of those.
You taking any time
middle
off
of
for
December
Crimbus?
Busky, folks. Put it in your calendar.
You doing anything for December 5th?
Oh, Crimbus?
Yeah. You keeping that bush trimmed and wet?
Probably my plans will be watching the Crimbus special with Noah. TBH.
We should. We missed our annual bedtime stories this Halloween.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, fuck. Well, we got to make it up on Crimbus.
Let's do it.
That's beautiful. Well, thanks for being on, brother. We love you. And
Glad to
I
be
can't
here.
wait for the wedding.
Great to see you
Love you to
both.
death, dude. Congrats.
Thank you
Can't
very
wait to
much.
stand next to you on the biggest day of your life.
I can't wait either, man. It's going to be a great time.
Fuck yeah.
Enjoy the bachelor party tonight.
That's right.
That's exactly
this is
right.
The pregame for the wedding.
And thanks for tuning in, folks. We love you. There's a whole lot of love in the room. And it's wedding weekend, baby.
Bells are ringing. Hogs are squealing.
Bye-bye.